Hey guys, do you know narcissists have more in common with vampires and aliens than with us humans? You want to find out? Let me show you how. Up until the last 3 years, I was doing research about aliens and UFOs. I was thinking if there are any intelligent living organisms somewhere in the universe looking up in their sky wondering if we humans exist on planet Earth. They might be out there not advanced enough to pay us a visit, so are waiting for us to make the move. Then I started to think, what kind of personality could they possibly have over there? Could they have the same personality as we do? How about their love, emotions, and empathy? What if they are completely different in personality when we compare them to us? What if they are not capable of showing any love or emotions? How about if they are living in a world where empathy is not invented yet, so they don't know what empathy is? Or they might even live in a world where they think their planet revolves around them. There could be many differences between us and them. What if their only motive to live comfortably is by humiliating and controlling others like them? As soon as I started to look at their possible behavior, one specific group of people came to my mind. Then I started thinking, why looking at the outer space while we already have such people on Earth? Trust me, those groups of people are living among us. Have you ever encountered someone who seemed to live in their own world, demanding constant attention and admiration? Someone who has no ability to show their real emotions or love or empathy. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a certain predator among us. He's skilled, charming, funny one trying to win over your friends with his false charm, making them think he's the best guy in the world. Or she's that seemingly sweet girl that smiles like the sunshine and later sucks your energy and money faster than you can say, "What the F?" This carefully crafted image can be deceiving, hiding a darker reality of self-centeredness, lack of empathy, and a need for constant admiration. Beware of this deceiving type of person, because they are good at hiding their true face. By the time you find out who they really are, it's too late because their tentacles are deep in your heart, and the damage is done. By understanding their tactics, you can protect yourself from their manipulative influence and build healthier relationships. If you realize that you are engaging with a narcissistic person, here are the following factors that will protect you from any mental damage that may occur to you by them. You have to understand you are not dealing with normal people. They are not normal. Even if you only see them for 10 minutes per day, you have to have certain precautions and enough knowledge about it before you engage them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see the points one by one. Number 1 is run. The most effective way to keep yourself from any mental damage by the narcissist is to run away from them before it's too late. Let me ask you a question. What would you do if you somehow confronted a vampire? Yes, you would run. What if I tell you narcissistic people are almost twice as dangerous as vampires, and here is why. If you confront a vampire, they would just bite you, suck your blood, and you die, no pain nor suffering. If you engage with a narcissistic person, however, they will suck your energy every day for years until you die a miserable death slowly. Cut them out of your life. Those human-like vampires are up to no good in your life or in the life of your loved ones. Cut all contact and all possible forms of contact. Even if it means changing your job or changing your address, or in some situations you might even need to consider changing states. Treat them like they don't exist and ignore every attempt they make to engage you, even if they use flying monkeys. Hold strong until they lose interest, and do everything you can to block them from your life. For example, change phone number, make social media private, cut contact with flying monkeys, walk the other way if you see them on the street. Do not try to engage them. Do not even bother confronting them unless you're doing it for your own self-development. Even if you want to work on confrontations, you should practice with normal, healthy people. You don't practice it on toxic people who are looking for any reason to keep engaging you. As soon as you interact with them, you're already playing their game. Just run and hide. If you are in a situation where you can't just get up and run away due to many reasons, here are good points on how to deal with a narcissist whenever you are engaging with them. But remember, those are not meant to be your permanent solutions. They are the best way to deal with them as long as you are around. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into them. Number 2 is educate yourself. Knowledge empowers us to make informed decisions, solve problems efficiently, and navigate challenges with confidence. Due to different reasons, you might not be able to run away, so you choose to stick around. Well, as long as you are interacting with them in your everyday life, it is a really good idea to gather more information about them so you can get educated. The moment you start to seek more information about narcissism, you will definitely start to see the world in a whole new light. Education about those human-like vampires could help you to understand their every intention in your everyday life. As long as you are educated not to get involved in any debate or argument with them, you will start to save a whole lot of energy every day. As long as you learn about those human-like vampires, you will understand the importance of self-detachment, which will help you prevent yourself from making any bad decisions. To educate yourself about narcissists, it's well recommended to read books that are written by professionals who have dedicated their life for such awareness. Number 3 is do not become their enabler. Narcissistic enablers are individuals who often unintentionally contribute to the perpetuation of narcissistic behavior. They may do this by ignoring or minimizing the narcissistic harmful actions or making excuses for them or enabling their abusive behavior. Enablers can be family members, friends, or they can even be romantic partners who fear confrontation and prioritize the narcissist's needs over their own, or they might even have low self-esteem. By shielding the narcissist from the consequences of their actions, enablers inadvertently contribute to a toxic cycle that can be harmful to both the narcissist and those around them. Entertaining a narcissist is like doing things that they lured you to do. For example, narcissists always bring you into a discussion and they start it with a nice and charming gesture and you fall for it. But it won't be long until you start to see them bragging about their accomplishments or abilities so they can get some admiration from you. When engaging with a narcissist, you have to understand that their everyday life is well calculated and their every move is to get as much energy supply as possible from you, so they have to make sure you are around. Just like mites live off the blood they suck during the night when you are sleeping, narcissists are like mites with a human-like body that live off by sucking the energy of the person who is engaging with them. Number 4 is stop trying to change them. Can a narcissist change? Can someone stop lying? Or stop the controlling spirit inside them? Do you think someone can just stop being envious and start showing gratitude? How about someone just stop gaslighting and criticizing and mocking others? I honestly don't think so. Helping a narcissist to change can be very difficult because suggesting that their actions are in the wrong and need to change challenges many of their core beliefs, such as their infallibility. Can a narcissist change? Can someone stop lying, or stop the controlling spirit inside them? Unless there are already cracks in their facade that a mental health professional can draw attention to, they might not see anything wrong with how they act and will see no reason to change something that works for them. Because they see nothing wrong with them, most of the time they refuse to seek professional help, which makes it even harder for their possibility to change. If someone close to you is one of those people and he or she is not willing to commit to getting help and treating their condition, make sure to set firm boundaries and do everything you can to protect yourself and your own well-being, including seeing a mental health professional for yourself. It doesn't matter how long, if you are engaged with such people in your life, you have to do lots of healing. Number 5. Making them happy. Nothing can make a narcissist happy because their agenda of dominance, controlling, and oppression creates an ever-expanding chasm within their soul. The narcissist can take pleasure in the exercise of power and the subjugation of others, but they can't feel happiness from any source. You might buy them an expensive gift thinking you can make them feel happy, but you will get no reaction because they can't feel the joy of a loving relationship, so they're incapable of love. They can't feel the fulfillment of a job that is done perfectly. They're incapable of taking satisfaction from positive accomplishments, and they can't feel the contentment of doing a good deed for others. They're incapable of empathy. The narcissist wrongly believes that by using or abusing, taking or stealing they'll feel better, but it doesn't work. The human brain isn't wired that way. We humans feel happiest when we're kind, generous, and altruistic, not when we're selfish, greedy, or cruel. Narcissists get a rush of pleasure when they win. Unfortunately, pleasure is superficial and fleeting. The pleasure the narcissist feels is similar to that of someone who is high on drug. It's an intensely thrilling but ultimately meaningless experience that leaves them immediately craving the next rush. One of the narcissist's fatal flaws is that they can't differentiate pleasure and happiness. They continue to chase after the former at the expense of the latter, which leaves them emptier and more miserable after every display of dominance. Number 6 is choose your battles wisely. Confronting a narcissist is rarely a productive endeavor. Narcissists are skilled manipulators who thrive on conflict. Confrontation often triggers their defensive mechanism, leading to accusations, gaslighting, and further emotional turmoil. Instead of seeking resolution, it's better to focus on self-preservation. Set clear boundaries, limit contact, and prioritize your own well-being. Engaging in direct confrontation with a narcissist is likely to leave you feeling drained and misunderstood. Choose your battles wisely because narcissists thrive on emotional reactions. By remaining calm and collected, you can easily cut their power supply line. And also, it's better to limit the contact with the narcissist. There are actually some situations, of course, when you can confront them, but you have to be ready mentally and physically to do what you said. If you say you are going to do something to them because they crossed the line of your boundaries, you better do what you say to them. If you are not ready to do it, however, don't say that you are going to do it. Clearly communicate your boundaries and expectations without being aggressive. Remember, those people always expect you to react. By avoiding any unnecessary direct confrontation, you will be able to stay one step ahead of their mind games. This is the term what we call a gray rocking technique, and it is helpful to minimize any emotional confrontation with any manipulative person. This approach aims to reduce the narcissist's supply of emotional fuel, which would lead to making interactions less rewarding for them. You also need to understand that how they behave is not your fault, so you should never feel bad about yourself for not helping them. Number 7 is set your boundaries. Setting boundaries with a narcissist can be challenging, but it is crucial for your emotional well-being. You need to clearly identify what behaviors of the narcissistic person are unacceptable in your end and what behaviors you will tolerate. And make sure you communicate that with them assertively by showing them a serious face with no aggression or emotion in it, just a cold face. Setting boundaries will mean nothing if you don't insist that they're respected. If you firmly say no to something, be sure you're heard. Your boundaries are yours alone. You don't need to defend or explain why you're setting them to your narcissistic partner. It's your life, and these are your decisions. Tell them the consequences if they start to cross your boundary, and stick to the boundaries without any room for exceptions. Be consistent in enforcing your boundaries, even when you are facing resistance or manipulation. The bottom line, and what you must keep in mind, is that your boundaries need to be put in place. You're taking care of yourself, and you deserve to have boundaries in place that protect you and make you feel safe and comfortable in your relationship. It's important to note, if you're in a relationship, whether romantic or familial, with someone with narcissistic personality disorder and it's become abusive or toxic, boundaries may not be enough. If you're unsafe, you need to remove yourself from the relationship and the toxic person as soon as possible. Number 8 is do not stick around for long. I know there are some situations that doesn't encourage you to run away, so you choose to stick around. And you are doing well putting the narcissist person in their place by setting boundaries and by choosing your battles wisely. I understand you are well educated about their behaviors and you read lots of books, and it actually helped you to keep them in their place until now. But let me ask you a question, for how long are you planning to live like that? Do you think it's a good idea to waste your only one life opportunity by sticking around one human-like alien that shows no empathy, no emotions, no love, no gratitude? That's the whole point. Sticking around those human-like vampires will not serve you any good in the long run. Do not play Jesus by hoping one day they would change to be born-again nice people. Unless they show you some indications or actions that they are going to seek professional help, you absolutely have no business staying there in the long run. Let me give you a scenario. Imagine you have a brand new car, and this brand new car has the best locking and security system as it's brand new. And your friend lives in a very bad neighborhood where there is lots of car theft. Would you still go to his or her place and park it on the street and plan to stay there for days, saying nothing is going to happen to my car because nobody can steal it? You live in your brand new car with the best lock mechanism in a bad neighborhood. Sooner or later it will break. The same goes to you when you stick around the narcissist for too long without seeing any progress in their awareness about their situation. I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news, but sooner or later you will break. Number 9 is toxic positivity. Toxic positivity can be defined as the assumption that we should always have a positive outlook, even if we are in emotional or physical pain. It is the unrealistic idea that acting more positive and happy will make us feel better. But in reality, it's a way of shutting down our very real and human feelings and can often make us feel worse. This can be harmful because it invalidates negative emotions and pressures people to suppress their feelings. It can lead to feelings of isolation, shame, and guilt, and can make it difficult for people to seek help or support. Toxic positivity involves dismissing or invalidating negative emotions, reactions, or experiences and replacing them with false reassurances. Some examples of toxic positivity are, let's just think positive, it could be worse, everything happens for a reason, look on the bright side, it will be okay, other people in the world have it worse than you. Although these platitudes usually come from a good place, they often fall flat or even make things worse. That's when the balance tips from positive to toxic. Most people mean well and don't even realize when they're being toxically positive. After all, toxic positivity stems from the conditioning many of us experience throughout childhood and adulthood. People around us and the media tell us to put on a happy face, never let them see you sweat, think positive, good vibes only, and a host of other rosy yet risky messages. Most people have good intentions, but their actions still cause unexpected impacts. This is typically what happens with toxic positivity. We're trying to help, but it actually hurts. So how do you stay optimistic without wading into toxic positivity? When you find yourself on the receiving end of toxic positivity, politely tell them that it isn't helpful. It's okay to tell them how you would prefer to be supported, so that they can learn to do better. Number 10 is focus on your progress. While you are busy dealing with those types of people and everything is going well in putting them in their place, during that time there is a high probability that you forget something behind, and that is your progress in life. Imagine thinking about how to tackle their next mind game, trying to be very careful while engaging with them so that you don't end up becoming their enabler, trying your best not to be emotional so the narcissist can't get any supply out of you. All this kind of lifestyle actually helps when dealing with a narcissist. But you have to make sure you still need to maintain your connection with your friends outside your relationship with the narcissist. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who understand your situation and offer encouragement. Shift your attention towards your own goals and aspirations. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own needs and well-being. If the narcissist stays at home most of the time, consider staying outside and only come to your home only if you have some spare time. By not spending time with them, the narcissist person will start to realize that they are not your priority anymore. Even if you come home, just pretend as if they are not at home. If they have been waiting for you to come home all day and you just said hi to them and went to read a book or something, and you already put not to be disturbed when you are reading a book as one of your boundaries, the narcissist will not dare to say a word. Whatever they do, never take it personal, and this helps you to gain inner peace during tough situations. Number 11 is to cut off any flying monkey. When you are dealing with a narcissist and you are doing well in putting them in their place by following all the first 10 points, someone is definitely going to come for you. This person is not just a friend of the narcissist, he might also be someone whom you have much respect for. This kind of person is called the flying monkey. And trust me, this person is also as toxic as the narcissistic person. Flying monkey is a popular psychology term that refers to an enabler of a highly narcissistic person or someone with narcissistic personality disorder. Let's say you ended the relationship with the narcissistic person and you cut them off. When the relationship ends, the flying monkeys come into play. These individuals may be friends, family members, or even acquaintances who have been manipulated by the narcissist to believe their distorted version of reality. They may be convinced that the victim is to blame for the relationship's failure or that the victim is exaggerating the abuse they experienced. The flying monkeys can serve as a reminder of the trauma and abuse endured during the relationship. Seeing or interacting with individuals who are aligned with the narcissist can trigger feelings of anxiety, fear, and even re-traumatization. This constant reminder of the past can make it difficult for the victim to move forward and fully heal from the emotional wounds inflicted by the narcissist. Overcoming the influence of the flying monkeys requires resilience, self-validation, and support from individuals who understand the dynamics of narcissistic abuse. It is crucial for the victim to surround themselves with a strong support network of trusted friends, family, or therapists who can provide validation, empathy, and guidance during the healing process. The flying monkey's loyalty is often based on fear of the narcissist's wrath rather than genuine affection for them. So it doesn't really matter if they are willing or unwilling participants. They are not good people. When deciding to go no contact, you must cut all ties with anyone associated with the narcissist. This might seem difficult at first, but always remember, birds of a feather flock together. Narcissists feel more at home with people that at best turn a blind eye to their toxic behavior, and at worst are equally as toxic. Number 12 is do not accept any gift from a narcissist. Narcissists don't give gifts like normal people. Narcissists tend to encroach on your emotional and mental space and to suck up the energy in the room. They have a hard time engaging in normal conversational give and take because their efforts to maintain attention and control turn them into energy vampires. They often intensely dislike themselves, and the effort to keep up their charade can leave you feeling drained of your own stores of energy. Specifically, narcissists give gifts with an eye to maintaining a relationship with the giver and to maintaining control in that relationship. You don't get expensive gifts from a narcissist because they think you are awesome. You get valuable gifts because they want you to continue to think that they are awesome. When a narcissist is giving you a gift, they are not just giving you a gift, they are also sending you a message with that. If you feel sad, disappointed, frustrated, or angry when you receive a gift, then this is exactly how they want you to feel. Also, the way that they give the money sends a message. It's not about knowing what to get, it's about not being bothered to make the effort. They give money, instead of taking the time and making the effort to think of something to get. Whomever the narcissist is in your life, they will keep offering you their gifts of love bombing, adulation, apologies, begging, tidbits, occasional compliments, public displays of affection, expensive presents. They need you and can't live without you, and praise to ensnare you for as long as you keep going back. And once the gift has worked to snare you again, the praise, love, adulation, tidbits will very quickly disappear and become unkindness, cruelty, fault-picking, criticism, meanness, withholding of love, possibly physical, certainly emotional bullying and abuse, lying, blaming, shaming, twisting of words and meaning. It's important for you to break the cycle, get free from them by putting space in between yourself and them, go gray rock on them, in other words, become really boring and uninteresting so they leave you alone, deny them air time and focus on your goals and progress. Alright guys, this will be it for the day. Narcissists are not easy people because they live in their own world. That's the reason I was referring to them as aliens, because only aliens live in their own world. Don't try acting like Jesus Christ hoping one day they will be born again nice people, because the majority they will never be. Just like Eleanor Roosevelt said, learn from the mistakes of others. Because you can't live long enough to make them all yourself. I hope you guys learned something from today's video. Please take good care of yourself, especially when you are dealing with such people, before they suck you dry. Ladies and gentlemen,